everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we're going to be doing a full set of Valentine's Day nails. So the first thing that I'm doing is just going in with a cuticle pusher and pushing back those cuticles, and this is going to expose the new growth and help with reducing lifting. So remember, this is one step that you never want to skip. You want to make sure that you push them back really good. After that, we're going in with a 180 sanding band, and this is my real speed right here. So as you can see, we go from one side of the nail to the other, just going back and forth until we fully remove that shine from the natural nail. And I am using my Melody Susie nail drill, the scarlet one, and I'm using it at 5,000 RPMs, and we're just going to do this on all of the nails. So same thing, going from the right side over to the left side, and make sure that when you're doing this, you get as close as you can to that cuticle area, because that's where your lifting will come from. We all know that our body produces a lot of oils. Those oils happen to be on our nails. That's why they're shiny, and we just have to get rid of that layer. So again, we're using this at 5,000 RPMs, and for the most part of the video, I'm gonna be doing it in real time, and then of course, once we repeat the same steps, I'm gonna go ahead and just speed it up. But hopefully this is helpful to a lot of you guys. After we remove the shine, we just dust the nails off, and then we're going to go in and apply the nail tips. Remember that when you're applying the nail tips, you want to make sure that you apply the correct size tips. You don't want them to be too big or too small. You literally want them to fit from sidewall to sidewall. If one is too big and the other one's too small, always go with the one that's a little bit bigger and just follow it on the size to fit perfectly. And then after that, just apply the glue right on the tip and place it on the nail and holding it for a few seconds. I'm using the nail tips from my website. These are the clear nail tips, and I'm using the KDS glue, which is also on my website, as well as the 100 nail file that I'll be using to file a little bit on the side of the nails if I need to. So again, make sure that you always measure each nail individually. Make sure that it fits from sidewall to sidewall. If you need to file on each side, that's completely fine, because you don't want the nail hanging off the nail bed. After we apply the nail tips, we're going to go in and trim them down. So I'm just using this tip cutter, and we're just going to trim them down to her desired length, and she doesn't want much cut off. So we're just cutting off literally the number on the tip of the nail. And then after this, we're going to go in with this straight edge nail clipper, which I also have on my website. And with this, we're just literally cutting the side of the nail, and this is just going to save us time whenever we actually start filing. It's like we're cutting the nail tip into a a coffin shape. So we're going to go ahead and do that on all of the nails, and then after this we're going to go in and just shape the nails up. Now I'm going to go in and shape up the nails. Remember that when we're doing a coffin shape, we're going to be following the sides and the free edge at a 90-degree angle. As you can see, I'm holding that file right from the nail groove, which is the side of the nail, going straight towards that free edge and then following the free edge at a 90-degree angle as well. And then afterwards, we just blend the nail tip right in the middle. And remember, you want to make sure that when you're following the sides that you alternate from side to side. You don't want to follow too much on one side because then the nail is going to be crooked. And make sure, it's really important that when you're doing this, you're holding your file at exactly a 90-degree angle. That way you get that perfect coffin shape. Alrighty, so after that, we're going to go in and apply the primer. And for my primer, I'm using the Young Nail Protect Bond. And we're going to go ahead and apply that on the natural nail only. You want to make sure that you do not get it on the skin, because if they have any little cuts, it will burn them. So make sure that you're really careful. And then after this, we're going to go in and apply the acrylic. So as always, for my acrylic, I'm using my Mia Secret pink acrylic and the monomer as well by Mia Secret. And for my brush, I'm using my Alpha brush in a number 10. As you guys know, I absolutely love their brushes, so I'll be sure to leave the link down below for you guys. And then at the end, I'll be sure to leave all of the links, or not all of the links, but all of the promo codes that I have available for different websites, so I'll leave it at the end of the video. But if not, they're also down below in the description with the links as well. But as you can see, for this nail, I'm just gonna do the plain Mia Secret pink, because this one we're gonna bling out at the end. So I'm just gonna do plain pink acrylic. Remember that when you are applying your acrylic, you want to make sure that whether you're doing the 4-ball method, the 1-ball method, no matter what method you're doing, you always want to make sure that you have a nice apex, which is like right in the middle of the nail, closer to the cuticle area though. You want that part to be slightly thicker, because that's where your nail gets its strength from. And then the tip, you don't want it too thick, of course, but you do want to make sure that it's thick enough to where your nail is not going to break off or bend. I know I get that question asked a lot, like why are my nails breaking off, or why are my tips bending? And most likely you're not applying enough acrylic. So you want to make sure that again you have a nice apex and a nice thickness at the tip. Also remember that when you're applying the acrylic, that you're really gentle when you're brushing the acrylic down to blend it. You don't want to brush too hard, because then that's going to brush the acrylic off the nail, and that's what we do not want. So when I'm doing it, it's like I'm literally feathering the acrylic on the nail. Like I don't brush too hard, because especially around this area right here, I want the product to stay in that area, but we're just blending it down towards the tip. And then as always, cleaning around the cuticle area to make sure that we have no product on the skin, because then it's going to be really hard to take off, and most likely we would get lifting. For the other nails, we are going to be using some glitter. I'm going to be using some red hearts, which are on my website. I'm also going to be using some gold butterflies, which are also on the website. And then I'm going to be using some colored acrylics. The red one is going to be by GLAM and GLITS in the color Ruby. And the pink one is going to be from Nail Supply Glamour. And I don't know what color it is, but it's one of the Nail Supply Glamour colored acrylics, which come, or actually no, I'm so sorry. The pink one that I'm going to be using is by Mia Secret in the color Ice Cream. I don't know what I was thinking. But that one you can also find at Nail Supply Glamour. It comes like in a little set of like little small acrylic collections. But anyways, for this middle finger, we did the thin layer of the Mia Secret pink underneath, so that way next time whenever she comes, if she wants to get something different, of course we would just follow this away, and then she'll still have the Mia Secret pink underneath. But the pink again is by Mia Secret in the color Ice Cream from one of their colored acrylic collections. And then I'm also going to go in with a little bit of glitter, which is going to be by Tammy Taylor in the color Hearts of Gold, and it's just gold glitter, and I'm going to do it like in between the two colors. I'm also again going to apply a little bit of hearts and a little I think this one is just hearts. Yeah, I think this one is just going to be hearts, and then the other one is going to actually be hearts and butterflies. And then of course once we apply the glitter and the hearts, we're going to encapsulate the nails, and I'm going to be using my Mia Secret pink acrylic. As always, you can use your clear. It's completely up to you. I just use the Mia Secret pink because it's really translucent and you can't really even tell that it's pink. As you can see, that ring finger is the Mia Secret pink, and it's pretty, like, you really can't even see the hint of pink in it, so that's why I use it to encapsulate. But again, I'm just going in and applying a few hearts here and there, just randomly on the nail, and then after that we're going to encapsulate it. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and just apply the Mia Secret Pink on all of the nails just as a base. That way, whenever I come back to apply the colored acrylic, we don't have to worry about letting the base dry before we apply, you know, the colored acrylic. Again, that is the Mia Secret Pink. You can find it on Nail Supply Glamour's website or even Brush Nail Supply, which I do have a promo code for both of them. Alrighty, so now that I have my base down of the Mia Secret Pink, we're going to go in with that same ruby color by GLAM and GLITS and that same pink, and we're going to do an ombre with the two colors on the tip, and then this is where we're going to incorporate the butterflies. So I'm just going to do a few butterflies and hearts on the tip, and then we're going to do the Mia Secret cover rose at the back to make it into an ombre nail. And then after that, we're going to encapsulate it with the Mia Secret Pink. As always, make sure that when you're brushing the nail, you want to make sure that you brush super gently, and also make sure that you clean your brush. Like anytime you brush the acrylic, wipe your brush off on a paper towel. You guys know that I use the Viva paper towels. They absorb the liquid and the acrylic really good, because if you don't use good paper towels, that product is going to get stuck to your brush and it's going to keep building up and building up and building up, and then eventually it's going to be a disaster and you're not going to be able to apply your acrylic smoothly. So again, it's super important that you clean your brush off while you're working. I can't even tell you how many times I literally wipe my brush off, but that's how important it is. But again, as you can see, I'm just applying the butterflies on here, and then I'm also throwing in a few little hearts, and then after that we're going to go in with the cover rose at the back and then encapsulating it. Next, for this pinky, since we already have the base of the Mia Secret pink, we're gonna go ahead and just go in with the ruby color. And as you can see, this red, y'all, goes on like butter. I think in my last video I was telling you guys how the pink that I used, it was like super hard to work with, and then this is the one that was literally going on like butter. The coverage was super good, so I didn't have to go in and add more acrylic, or at least not much like I was having to do with the pink in my last video. So I definitely did like the consistency of this acrylic, which is literally the same brand and it's the same collection, so I'm not really sure what happened there, but I do really like how this red was going on. But anyways, after we have the red down, we're gonna go in and just apply a few butterflies on this nail, and then after that we're gonna encapsulate it with the Mia Secret pink acrylic. Or again, I cannot stress this enough, you can absolutely use a clear. I just choose to use the Mia Secret pink. Alrighty, so now for the thumb, we're gonna go in with the same ruby red, and we're gonna do this on the tip, and then we're gonna do the ice cream pink at the back, and it's gonna be an ombre nail. And also, I think I already told you guys, and I'm pretty sure you can tell, but the whole acrylic process on this hand was or is in real time, and then the other hand, since it's gonna be the exact same thing, I am gonna speed it up. But I just wanted to, you know, be a little bit more detailed and just give you guys a little bit more you know, just time for you to actually watch in real time. But again, for the back, we're gonna go in with the Mia Secret ice cream color. And I think I've already asked you guys this question, but if you know of any colored acrylic that's like a hot pink like this one, let me know, because I have like 2 or 3 different pinks, but they're not even close to this one. They're like more, one's like too reddish, and then another one is like more of like a fuchsia color. So again, if you know of any other colored acrylic that's like really close to this pink one, let me know. It doesn't matter what brand, just make sure that of course it goes on really easily like this one does, because the Mia Secret one, they only sell it in the set, and I only want the pink one, and then they also only come in like the little bitty containers. But anyways, once we have this ombre well blended, we're gonna go in with the Mia Secret pink, and we're going to encapsulate it. And then after this, we're gonna do the other hand, and we're gonna speed it up, and it's gonna be exactly like this hand. Alrighty, so we're done with the acrylics. So here are the acrylics that I used. So it was the ruby. We used cover pink instead of cover rose, and then the Tammy Taylor hearts of gold. And now we're gonna go in and reshape the nails. So as you can see, we're going in on the sides at a 100-degree angle, and then of course the free edge as well, just going back and forth on both sides and making sure that the free edge is super straight, so we'll have that perfect coffin shape. Remember to get in between the acrylic and the side of the nail, because sometimes you might have a little bit of acrylic that runs over to the side and it kind of gets stuck to the skin, and it's really uncomfortable if you know it's on your nail. So make sure that you get in between there and file the nail really good, or shape it really good. And we're gonna go ahead and do this on both nails. Remember, your shape is all about your angle, so make sure that you watch what you're doing and that you're going in there exactly at a 90-degree angle. Alrighty, so now we're gonna go in with the extra fine drill bit, and as you can see, we start around the cuticle area, going from the right side over to the left side, and then also following the rest of the nail to make sure that it's nice and smooth. And remember, this is my real time, or real speed, so I'm using my nail drill at 10,000 RPMs. Again, this is the Melody Susie Scarlet nail drill. So same thing, going from the right side all the way over to the left side. And as you can see how I'm holding her finger with my pinky, and that just gives me stability. That way my drill is not just all over the place, and I'm also not so heavy-handed, you know, because if you don't hold her finger, it's like you don't have any stability and you're kind of just going all over the place. But by me holding their finger on the side, I'm able to fully control what my drill bit is doing. So same thing for all of the nails, going from the right side over to the left side, going back and forth. Remember that you do not want to leave your drill bit in one spot for too long, because it's going to cause friction and it's going to cause your client's nail to burn. And also make sure that when you're doing this, I think I already mentioned, but not to put too much pressure on the nail, because that also causes the nail to burn. So we're going to go ahead and finish doing this on this hand, and then we're going to speed it up once we get to the other hand. Alrighty, so after we finish filing the nails, I'm just going in with a buffer, and this is just going to get rid of any of the scratches left on the nails from the hand file or the e-file. So make sure that you buff those nails really good, because if not, you will be able to see those scratches through your polish or even your top coat. Alrighty, so after we finish buffing the nails, we just dust the nails off and wipe them off with an alcohol wipe. And now I'm going in with the Color Club polish and the color Harp on it. And this is the polish that I always use as a base for my bling nails. And then I'm going to do this on the other finger as well. And then once they are pretty dry, we're going to go in with the ZULU'S nail adhesive, which is the glue that I've been using for my rhinestones for quite a while now. And it's worked for me really good. So you just apply it on the nail, and then I'm going in with my AB SS6 and SS12, also my pink neon bling, and then I'm also going to throw in some red. And all of this bling is on my website, as well as the wax pencil. So as always, whenever I apply my bling, I start with an SS12 first and then an SS6, and I kind of just alternate between the two sizes and colors as well. And I go from the middle of the nail closer to the cuticle area, around to the right side around the perimeter of the nail, and then just filling in the middle as I go. But make sure that you alternate between the two different sizes. So you do a big one, small, big, small, big, small, and you just use that method all around until you fill in the entire nail. That way you don't have any gaps in between your bling. And then of course, if you need to go in and apply more glue, that's completely fine, because sometimes it dries up a little bit faster. But once you have all of the bling on the nail, we just spray that nail with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator. And then we can go in and apply the top coat on the rest of the nails. And we're also going to be applying some bling on the thumb as well. Alrighty, so now for the thumb, we're going to go in and apply a few around the cuticle area. So we just are going to do a red one in the middle, and then the AB SS6 and SS12 on the sides. Again, after we finish applying the bling, we're just going to spray the nail with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, which is going to help that glue dry a lot faster. And then we're going to just go in and apply the Madam Glam Gel Top Coat, which I absolutely love. It's really shiny and it stays shiny. I use it on myself and all of my clients, and I have no complaints whatsoever. Alrighty, so I applied the Madam Glam gel top coat on all of the nails. After this, we're going to go ahead and cure these for 60 seconds. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other hand. So same thing, applying the bling on the ring finger with the Soleil nail adhesive. We're going to fill it in with the AB SS6 and SS12, the red ones and the neon pink ones. Again, all of these are on my website, which is www.getnail32. So be sure to go check it out before it sells out. Alrighty, y'all, so here is the final look. As you can see, they turned out really pretty. Those two colors look so good together, and I just love the hearts and butterflies. So as always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNail32, and I'll see you guys next time.